In a bold move that has sparked both hope and controversy across Nigeria's most populous state, Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf has just deployed his answer to the growing menace of phone snatching that has terrorized Kano residents for months. Picture this: 380 newly trained special security marshals hitting the streets, young men with just 2 weeks of training under their belts, tasked with reclaiming the city from criminals who have turned simple phone ownership into a dangerous gamble. The crisis that prompted this dramatic intervention reads like something out of a crime thriller. Abdullahi Umar Hafizi, a 300-level sociology student at Bayero University, Kano, who was stabbed to death in Dorai, Karama by suspected phone snatchers. His story is just one of many that have shaken this northern Nigerian city to its core. Areas like Sheka, Rijiyar Lemo, Medile, Yakasai, Zango, Zange, Kofar Mata, and Kurna have become danger zones where residents clutch their phones tightly, knowing that any moment could bring violence. The mechanics of these crimes are chillingly efficient. Attackers use violence and escape on motorcycles. Before they can be tracked, the stolen phones are immediately disconnected and recycled. It's a well-oiled criminal enterprise that has left conventional law enforcement scrambling for answers. In the most populous state in Nigeria, with an estimated 16.3 million, the sheer scale of the problem has overwhelmed traditional policing methods. Enter the Marshals, a force that raises as many questions as it attempts to answer. Captain Mohammed Bello explained that the 380 anti-phone snatching marshals underwent 2 weeks of training. This includes fitness, combat, surveillance techniques, identification of illicit drug users, and modus operandi of arrest. 2 weeks. Let that sink in for a moment. If you find this concerning, remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more in-depth coverage of Nigeria's security challenges. The training program itself tells a fascinating story of ambition meeting reality. At the Kano State Corporate Security Institute in Gabasawa, these young recruits underwent what officials describe as intensive paramilitary training. The recruits wrapped up their paramilitary drills on Sunday at the Kano State Institute of Corporate Security, 2 weeks after they were enlisted by the state government with supervision by the Ministry of Internal Security. The government's confidence in this rapid deployment strategy is evident, with plans already in motion for expanding the program. The second batch of over 500 anti-phone snatching marshals have arrived camp for their 2 weeks training after the first set, bringing the total force to nearly 1,000. Yet critics are sounding alarm bells that cannot be ignored. Experts believe that training young people for 2 weeks without a requisite security background has the potential to create more loopholes and cause additional problems rather than being a solution. 2 weeks of training is hardly enough preparation. This criticism cuts to the heart of the debate. Are we watching an innovative solution unfold or a desperate gamble that could backfire spectacularly? The underlying causes of Kano's phone-snatching epidemic paint a picture of deeper societal issues that a martial force alone cannot solve. The state's high rate of unemployment, drug abuse, and organized crime has been factored as a key contributor to the prevalence of the crime. These are the root problems that turn young people into criminals, the same demographic pool from which the anti-snatching marshals themselves are drawn. What makes this story particularly compelling is the dual purpose it serves. For some, the scheme solves 2 major issues for the Kano State government: youth unemployment and crime. It's an elegant solution on paper. Take unemployed youth off the streets and turn them into crime fighters. When the training is completed, the trainees will be officially absorbed by the state government with a token monthly stipend. But as one critic noted, this comes at the risk of asking a boy to play the role of a father. The government has attempted to address concerns about the marshals' preparedness by ensuring they won't work alone. The government announced that the marshals will be aided by the state police force and the religious civil enforcement group, Hisbah. This collaboration is meant to provide the experience and authority that the newly trained marshals lack, but it also raises questions about coordination and chain of command in high-pressure situations. The timing of this deployment is crucial. Recent reports suggest some progress in the fight against phone snatching, with the issue of thuggery and mobile phone robbery is becoming history with the successful implementation of Operation Kukan Kura, according to the state's police commissioner. This police operation had already resulted in significant arrests, with 200 suspects detained and weapons recovered. The question now is whether the marshal force will complement these gains or complicate them. For Kano residents, the deployment represents a tangible response to their daily fears. The move follows months of public complaints about rising cases of phone snatching, especially in crowded areas such as markets, bus stops, and junctions. These are the spaces where ordinary life happens, where people conduct business, wait for transportation, and go about their daily routines. The presence of marshals in these areas could provide a visible deterrent, even if their actual effectiveness remains to be proven. The broader context reveals post-COVID-19 realities, an increased proliferation of unlawful arms, and increased use of hard drugs. The picture reveals a challenge beyond ordinary phone snatching. It's a broader case of increased crime. This isn't just about phones, it's about a society grappling with multiple crises simultaneously. If you're finding this analysis valuable, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to stay updated on this developing story. As we watch this experiment unfold, the stakes couldn't be higher. These aren't just statistics or policy debates. They are matters of life and death for Kano residents who have seen their city transform into a battleground over something as basic as a mobile phone. The marshals represent hope for some, concern for others, but undeniably mark a pivotal moment in Nigeria's approach to urban crime. The coming months will reveal whether Governor Yusuf's gamble pays off. Will these young marshals, with their brief training and monthly stipends, succeed where conventional policing has struggled? Or will Kano's phone-snatching crisis demand more comprehensive solutions that address the poverty, drug abuse, and systemic unemployment that fuel it? One thing is certain, all eyes are on Kano as this unprecedented security experiment begins.